Welcome back, everyone. Going into the final portion here of week 38. Adam, what's up?
Well, there are several things that are occurring. The two of you on your Carswell mission, you get the electronic version of like the Carswell non-disclosure intellectual property remittance documents.
Yep.
They're like several hundred pages.
Mm-hmm.
And they're transmitted to you when you leave. Lisa's assistant asks you for like personal details, like your name and like. So do you give her like real or give him real information about that or?
I think Eric would.
Yeah, Piani.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
okay. It's just to personalize the documents and stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So where do you go after that? Like where are we? Do we see everybody together again? Is there any more like bounty hunter business you want to take care of?
As soon as Piani and I are out the door, I turn to Piani and say, "We can make an exchange. They want exclusive research rights to the eye, and we want Ranjit Singh's research, or at least to look at it. This gives us a bargaining chip."
I've got no problems with it. I just want to find out what the fuck is going on with the eye. I don't care if they know. Should I?
I don't care if they know either. But if we want to get Ranjit Singh's research and look at it ourselves, then this is what we can use. It seems to me that they're getting a really good deal. Someone walked up to them and is basically handing them exclusive research rights to an ancient piece of sci-tech. It only stands to reason that we would get something in return. Whether it's a financial kickback from the result of anything involving the research, maybe we need to get Mr. Higgins involved. He seems to have a good mind for legalities like this. But anyways, I like Lisa. She's a smart woman, but it doesn't make sense to me that they would reap all of the benefit from us bringing this to them without us getting anything.
I'm ready to do whatever you want to do, Eric. I just want to find out about the eye. I'll support you however I need to.
Well, it sounds like Ranjit Singh's research is probably really not good. But if we can argue for access to their research library for the time that it takes to be here, and then some sort of royalties on whatever they find out with the eye, then I think we're in a good situation.
Can you communicate this with your contact?
You know, I'd be happy to, but I'm not really the best at communication in all circumstances.
So you think Higgs should do it?
Ideally, if not Mr. Higgins, then maybe there's a lawyer who could represent us on Planet, but Mr. Higgins does have a good head on his shoulders for this sort of thing.
Well, why don't we talk to Higgs?
That's a good
See
idea.
what he says. All right. He's at the hotel though?
Yeah. But I mean, he doesn't have to be, right? Like you can cut
Higgs,
somewhere.
we've got another fucking drug guy over here. We need it again. I need you to come back to the ship.
I just got
another drug guy.
Do you send that message to me, or is it an active conversation?
It's a calm.
I don't even respond. I just kind of like stare at it. maybe I've got the the blinds in the hotel room are just like completely closed, and there's very little light. And I just like look at the comms and just shake my head. Then just respond and be like, "Yep, see you soon." I think just start walking towards the ship again with another cab.
He's coming.
Okay.
Tell Eric he's coming.
Cool.
All right. So back on the ship then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So you're all on the ship. Maybe just like you're on the bridge, like waiting for Alfarius and Higgs to get back, and the two of you arrive.
Yeah. Could we ask Pi for their impression of the documents that we've been asked to sign?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll start there. Like this is the conversation that's happening when you arrive, and so Pi tells you, Eric, I've looked over the documents you gave me. They're intentionally confusing. I don't think that I have the database parameters required to fully parse them. Some of the language is obfuscated, again, I think by intent. Basically, from what I can see here, anything that happens during meetings that you have with anyone who works for Carswell belongs to Carswell. Anything that's said or uncovered, and you will not be allowed to speak of it afterwards. The penalty seems fairly harsh. It seems strange.
What do you
Why
mean
does this
speak
matter?
of it?
Well,
Like,
it says here, and like maybe you're like scrolling through it.
Yeah.
It says here you can't even acknowledge that you had these conversations. Once you've signed the documents, everything has to stay very quiet.
okay. Maybe
Yeah.
our suggestion, Eric, is right. Maybe we need a law professional to look at these.
I respect Lisa. I think she does a good job at what she does, but her job is not to just help people who show up randomly. It's to enrich the Carswell Combine. If we're going to go into this, it's reasonable to represent ourselves. Now, personally, I'm not too terribly concerned about our inability to speak of it outside. After all, if we are bringing this research opportunity to Carswell, then it makes sense for it to be their research. I wouldn't want to take it from them. But we should make sure that we're being compensated fairly for the investment that we're bringing.
I agree.
Besides, don't you think that if you made them mad and they sent someone after you to punish you, you could just kill them?
Well, generally I try to avoid killing people, if at all possible.
I wonder if that's completely true, Eric.
Pi, enough of that. This is a respectable organization. Well, maybe. Well, all right. They're about information and data, not about killing people. At least as far as we know. We just need to find out about the eye.
Yeah. Would my culture criminal or culture Hovaden role give me knowledge of someone who's like knowledgeable about SciTech research law, basically?
Ooh, that'd be and is like available to you to like talk to, not just like someone
Yes.
you've heard of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's say if you can get a 12, if you can roll a 12 or better,
Wow.
because it's pretty.
It's happened before.
Pretty unlikely, but it has happened before. So.
I'm fairly certain that I can't roll a 12.
Do you have a negative or something?
I have a -1 for my charisma.
Well, try anyways. You know what I mean? Maybe.
We'll see how high I get, and maybe if I roll a natural 11, Adam will be like, "Oh,
I'll have
okay,
mercy on you.
right." Nope, I got a 6.
Okay.
Well,
Alright, yeah.
six is,
No.
you know, it's getting there. So I mean, what
I
do you
mean,
think?
this is the thing
So
is the way
50%
that
effective.
like the way the law works in Hoveda, you've never even had to like think about it, right? Like
Yeah.
it's so built into the culture, and you're an outsider to that already that you just never
Well,
learned any of that.
And
stuff.
I guess like my position in Hoveda was such that I was always on the benefiting end of whatever laws were in place. So I was just like, "Yeah, sure, talk to us. It's fine. It's great.
Yeah.
This is fine. Go
Totally.
sign these papers, and then we'll talk."
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think that's when Higgs and Alfarius, when you get there.
yeah, it's time for the Higgins.
Well, I show up and I'm just like, all right, where's the druggie?
Druggy. We got rid of him a long time ago.
I was just kidding, but we do have another matter at hand, and
Wait,
I
so
guess
I left my hotel room for no.
you didn't leave it for nothing. There's something in it for us, and I'll let Eric explain, and then Eric kind of it brings you up to speed.
Yeah, Eric. We see a montage of Eric awkwardly explaining and Higgs being exasperated, and then now
Like
you know.
data scrolling by and
Yeah,
like
exactly.
people scratching their heads. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, I mean the Carswell Combine wants to look at the eye. They want full exclusive rights to everything they find. They don't want to give us anything. And basically we're trying to see if there's a way for us to figure out some sort of more equitable deal where either we get access for
Either.
time. Yeah, either we get access to their their research library for a period of time, or they pay us some large fee in exchange for like bringing the research opportunity to them, considered a finder's fee.
When you said either, I see what you did there. Stick to jizz jokes, Geoff. They're way better.
Wow.
Steven, you son of a bitch! Sometimes words can hurt, Steven. Sometimes
What?
they can hurt.
That your jizz jokes are pretty good?
You're right. That's how I choose to take
the
it too.
core. Yeah.
Yeah, my jizz jokes explode all over the place, man. There's no containing them.
There's no containing them.
They're blowing up.
Yep.
I make jizz jokes sometimes several times in one session.
Mr. Higgins, now that you've had this massive, explosive narrative dump.
Yeah, what do you say to that, Higgs? Like, it looks like Eric's way in over his head with a company that would definitely, like, this document is very much, like, to the benefit of them, and, like, it could be interpreted such that, like, they would own the I, too. So, yeah. What do you say?
I guess I'm just staring at him and
That's
Piani.
a mouthful, is it not?
Yeah, and I've just kind of got like this weird look and like, why do you, I mean, how much money could this be really worth?
Well, I've done a lot of sci-tech research, Mr. Higgins, and in the years that I've been working for the Hovadan Caliphate in my official capacity as a sci-tech researcher, I've never come across anything this old or this specialized. I estimate that a full research into this eye could be worth upwards of 500,000 credits in the right hands.
Well, then why don't we just give him the eye and get more money out of it? I mean, Piani, you're not attached to that. Is that thing attached to you?
Literally!
You're not fucking taking the eye out of my head.
I mean, I sort of hold up my hand and I say, well, Mr. Higgins, see, the thing is, according to these documents that they've asked us to sign, currently we get nothing. And they get everything. And what we're bringing to you is, how can we get them to give us something?
Well, you don't sign that, but go ahead, Geoff.
Alfarius just leans in as you guys, he like literally interrupting you and just kind of says, she is actually attached to the eye.
Oh, no, I understand that, Alfarius. Thank you. Yeah, no, just
sits back, looks very pleased with himself.
Just don't sign that doc. Just tell him you want money. Did you tell him you wanted money?
No, we took the document and left, but there's room for us to go back and negotiate.
So wait, hold on. You guys went to this thing. You talked to him. They gave you this long paper, and he said, okay, we'll read the paper and sign it. There was no negotiating?
No, we didn't say we would sign it.
You just didn't negotiate. You just took the papers?
We said we'd have to look it over.
Okay.
We weren't comfortable just moving ahead.
All right.
Right.
Well,
now we can negotiate.
Well, let's go back and meet. We'll just say that I represent you or something. I'm from some agency. I don't know. Make it up. And then we'll just have a conversation with the person. We'll get the money out of it. If you think this is worth that much, then maybe we can get a little bit of that. So let's go back.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. So why don't we, Higgs, do you want to just roll? Let's talk about what you're, rather than like do the moment to moment like argument of trying to like figure out how much you get or whatever the deal is. What do you guys want? What's the like optimal situation? And then we'll have Higgs roll like business, I guess.
I think optimal situation is some reasonable payout finder's fee plus a week's access to their research library.
Okay.
If Piani dies in this, by the way, I think that's, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. You know what I mean?
Oh, maybe there's like a death payout as well, like life insurance.
Funeral.
Yeah,
Life insurance.
Yeah, life insurance.
What the fuck are you doing?
Is this would this not? Could I use a persuade roll to help a business roll?
Yes.
Because my business is pretty negative.
Yeah. Someone can help. You can maybe use your if nobody else wants to or has
Well,
a purpose
what if I make the persuade roll and then Piani or Eric make the business roll?
Sure, yeah, that works too.
Does anyone of you have not a -1?
No.
On what?
I've got.
I'm gonna double check.
Business.
My business is
I have a 0.
-1.
So,
Hey.
so maybe me and
Alfarius.
Alfarius go in there, and
Yeah.
Alfarius is the businessman, and I'm
So-
the.
You're the
As
charm.
you guys,
I'm the charm,
as you guys
I'm
are
the agent.
explaining this to him, like let's go ahead and. What do you say to him?
I mean, I just go in there and be like, my client here has something that's very wanting by people around the world, and something like this we could get quite a lot of money for. I told them not to sign this, and my associate Alf agrees, don't you, Alf?
He kind of his eyes like the vibrancy of the blue kind of goes up. And he's yes, this is of course something in our business dealings that we've come across a few times, and I feel comfortable to say to you that we have an offer.
I just kind of like slowly turn to Alf and like I just shake my head like twice in like the no type fashion. And then
But I
just
mean-
turn back.
Oh,
Disregard what I said. I'm drunk. It's fine.
We went out last night and he hasn't sobered up. I apologize. It's quite unprofessional.
Celebrating a business dealing that went better than expected. It went
Yes.
exceptionally well.
Yes. We sold a
Very
person's leg yesterday, believe it or not.
A whole leg to it. It's actually rare to find one leg to sell. Usually it's two. They come in a pair. For most people.
That's our dealings. We sell people's body parts. believe
Your
it or
organ
not.
leggers,
Yeah.
sure, awesome. All right, so you're
Leggers.
you're there with Lisa. Like Lisa is sort of the main like person, but there's also like 6 other like members of the Carswell legal team in the room, and so she's doing a lot of that like. People are like saying something in her ear, and then she's agreeing to or not agreeing to things as you go back and forth. Why don't we make the roll, and then I'll tell you what they offer.
Okay.
And then we can talk about what you might be able to give up to get more of what you want.
Well, I'll make
So
the persuade roll.
The thing is, you want money for basically like selling them the right to examine the eye. You want access to their library. And those are your 2 main things. Okay. All right.
Yeah, and life insurance.
Okay. Sure.
Here's the assist roll.
Okay.
Wow. That is a staggering 4. I'd like to re-roll that actually.
Okay. Yes.
Earth
you have-
shattering.
Great.
That is
Foreshadowing.
that's better.
That's,
There you
yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
So you get the +1 for
Oh.
Great
your
great
business
way to
roll.
roll that
I
big
know.
swing
Wow.
gives you that +1.
Wow.
+1.
Every
You helped.
time.
You definitely you're very charming, Higgs.
Can feel it. Well, what about Alfarius here? A little bit of the help.
He's just gonna resist
Little
the
bit.
damage from the negative roll.
I'll bet.
Is someone rolling?
That's
You're
you,
supposed to be
man.
rolling.
It's gonna be you.
Yeah.
Business Alfarius.
I got it. So it's 2d6 + 1 now, right?
Yeah,
'Cause,
6+1 now. Yeah.
Wow, dude.
So they're like,
it's the worst possible.
Hold on, what do you say? Can you just tell me what you say?
yeah, explain this 3
I
to
like-
me.
All right, so Alfarius is very nervous.
Literally throw up on the desk.
Yeah, it's like, so he sit down. He didn't know he was going to be in this role. All of a sudden, he's like, "Yeah, don't you think, Alfarius?" He's like, kind of looks at you, like, kind of scratches his fake beard a little bit. Looks at, was like, "Yes, we were feeling no hambo whatamajabi swahala." Sorry, you're looking at me funny. I don't think this is something to take lightly. My friend's eye is extremely. I'm sorry. I can feel. Are you looking at me because I'm a cyborg? Is this about being a cyborg? Is that what this is going on about? You know I'm a very dangerous person. You know that I'm dangerous. He's like, you know what? We don't need your business.
Oh my god.
I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
So
No.
you just
No.
walk out, Alfarius? Or...
You deserve better than this. You deserve
Wow.
this crap.
Holy shit.
Pardon my language.
I would like to think you're that robot gift that we once laughed about, where you don't even open the door. You grab the door and just slam through it as you leave the room. And that's how you end.
Yeah, I think I do storm out. And I walk out of the door the wrong way.
Yeah, and I just slowly turn to the group, like kind of smiling and like, so.
This would be the storming out. This would be the storming out, but you storm into a closet or something. Like, I'll show myself out and just walk into her closet.
Oh my god.
And I close the door behind me, and there's nothing happening for like 20 seconds. Then I just open the door, politely close it, and say, "It's a mistake anyone could make."
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so do you all leave, or like Lisa's just kind of looking at you, Eric, like what happened between the last time we talked and now? Like, did you just go to like a $5 legal team?
Well,
Like,
when Alfarius leaves, I'm just like, so go fuck yourselves, all right? Have a good day. Just like get up and walk out of the room.
Burn the world.
I think Eric is just sitting there with Piani, just like incredibly awkwardly. He just like brings up his compad, signs at the bottom, and hands it over to her.
All right, so
that's all. Yep, that's it.
While all this chaos is happening, Piani, what do? You're the one with the eye.
Now.
I don't know who those people were. No fucking idea. How'd they get in here with us? You'll have to excuse my crewmates. You see, they constantly feel like money has to be the object of everything, but, you know, I think Eric had a better idea.
What?
I think Eric had a better idea about
It's the double ones, they're still going!
about, looking into the eye and research and maybe no money exchanged.
Well, God, Adam, is there any point in me trying to salvage anything from this situation, or is it basically totally ruined?
No, it's a burning wreckage on the side of the highway.
All right then, Dr. Singh it is. Okay, thanks for everything. Sorry about wasting your time.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Oh, thank you, Lisa. And Piani leaves, and I turn around and I just go.
She shakes your hand, Eric, and she's like, "Well, Eric, it's been interesting. Thanks for stopping by."
If you guys have ever watched It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, imagine this is like every time they visit one of the lawyers or like real people in the world.
Yes, it's you people again.
So in the lobby of the Carswell office building, there's some faint music playing. There's some big hover like TV screens with like Carswell pharmaceutical commercials on it, and the four of you are now in the lobby, standing beside a fountain or something. How does that conversation go?
Alfarius is just like, sorry, I got exceptionally nervous in there. I was not prepared for that situation.
Yeah, that was just not good, Alfarius. Like
I'm not going to lie. That was on my level.
My family wanted me to be a
level.
salesperson, and we very quickly found out that it was not going to work out. I had a very similar situation in a past life.
My favorite part was when you vomited on her desk.
Shit.
Well, at least Piani gets to keep her eye, I guess, if that's a silver lining. I really don't know. That was just fucking terrible.
I honestly don't remember much of what happened. I kind of blanked out there, but I had no idea that
You
her
went
eye
into
was
a fugue
risk.
state.
Passed out.
I was somebody else altogether. I don't know. Oh boy.
Okay, so I'm assuming this conversation is happening once we're out of the Carswell building and
Yeah.
we're walking back to the Swan Song.
Sure.
So, do we want, Carswell are the #1 sci-tech researchers in this region. The only other researchers we could go to are Hoveda, which are way the fuck on the other side. Okay, I've kind of thought better of like stealing Singh's sci-tech research, so maybe we ignore that. Do we want to try and force extract information about this eye from Carswell somehow, or do we just want to cut our losses and go to Hoveda, or do we want to give them all of the whatever in exchange for them giving us just baseline information about the eye? That's kind of 3 options that I see.
I mean, I think that's up to you and Piani, or Piani more so.
Yeah, I'd say this would be Piani.
No, I think we should decide as a group. To be honest with you, like, it's as much our eyes.
It's true.
I think we're fucked here. At this point, like, yeah, I don't even feel comfortable.
Like,
I don't know that.
The only way to move forwards with Carswell is to give them all rights and information regarding the eye, and maybe that's not something we want to do.
Well, I don't know that I necessarily want to go to Dr. Singh either. So do we just depart?
I mean, we were with him originally, and he didn't know that much about the eye. So I think Hovaden space is basically our last best option.
Okay. Then I think we share that with the rest of the team. We had other business there, did we not?
I think Eric had business there, right?
Yeah, like I was gonna come back here and
the rest of the stuff going on, like the threads that are out there are your cargo of the reactive psi crystals, the ice on the ship, the research, the whole like Sing sub thing, and then the bounty hunter.
So we didn't sell the crystals? I thought we did.
No. You talked to Rajani about selling them, but they haven't been sold.
Right. So okay, we should sell them, or the 85,000 of them that we want to. We should get rid of that bounty hunter because we don't want to take off into space, travel to Hoveda, and have to fight him in space because he's all outfitted for that.
Agreed. That is something I'm very comfortable with.
How do you propose we do that?
Yeah, we got to find this guy. We can't just. Should we just go sit out in an alley and say, "Come find us"? I'm waiting on a couple people to get back to me. Maybe I'll get some more information.
We've got that lead of WB Hickok.
It also strikes me as odd you guys haven't perhaps contacted your old associate when reading your file. It seems that you have contacts with the Pfotenhauer industry, or company. They would perhaps have resources available that would be relevant to this.
I mean, maybe Piani probably best to do that. I would think. I've already reached out to my contacts, and I'm waiting for them to get back to me. It just takes a while. Space is a big place.
It is large.
It's quite large. But yeah, Piani, if you want to reach out, we could probably do that.
So
there's also the name of the ship, right? That you guys pursued. Whether you personally knew about that ship, but nobody tried to figure out where the ship was docked or that.
The Fulminant Blade.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got some avenues forwards.
Yeah, sure. Like I can send a comm to Scarian, right? Can I just send it right to him? Like we're still buddies on that.
Yeah. It might take time to get an answer back, but yep.
Okay. So why don't I explain the situation, talking about the ship, any information he or the Institute might have, Foundation might have, to potentially share with us. And then maybe I can do another check for just, there should be public, space logs, at least for this dock. So, I mean, we have no idea where this person is, right? But we think they could be here.
Yeah.
They know we're here.
Yeah. Yep. They certainly have agents on the planet, keeping an eye on you.
So maybe what I would do is I'd check the public records, and then I would also put in some sort of a notification alert that if a ship docks or request to dock with this name and ID, that it notify me immediately.
Okay. So what do you do? Do you just like, how does that happen? Like, because generally like ship docking logs aren't like a public thing.
No, why not?
Well, because it's private information.
Just hack it. Just do the computer stuff.
Well, I mean, I guess I can try, right? Like we had to log our ship and connect up. So.
I mean, it's yeah, no, it's certainly, the information is there. It's just like you can't just like call up the dock and be like, "Hey, is this ship there?" Because they're like, that's
so can I even try to hack and then send a notification if that?
Yeah, for sure. You can make a roll to try to gain access to their database, and then if you don't find anything, leave a Trojan or whatever that'll try to. Yeah.
That's what I would like to do, gentlemen.
Okay. All right. So yeah, make a computer roll.
Okay. Computer. Hello, computer.
And we'll see how you do.
10.
Nice work. Okay.
Not bad.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. So you can do that. When you go in to like do that, to like put together the code, you actually have you start working on it, and you get a ping, like an automated ping from another piece of code that you have out in the world, letting you know that the photo like directory that you had set up. Remember, you put a
Right.
a Trojan in there.
Box.
Yeah, it's been triggered. Like it happens like real time while you're working.
Okay. I mean, there wasn't much I could do about that, but I know they picked up the photos, or they. Oh, but I was going to try to use that to trace it back. Yes.
Yep.
Yes, of course.
So you get distracted from your coding by the notification that pops up.
I actually stop what I'm doing on this to focus my attention on this.
Okay. Sure.
So I want to actually, I mean, can I retrieve my information? Can I find out where it came from?
Yeah, you can make a computer roll. Make a computer roll for that. Like your other one, you got the 10, so you'll be able to finish the job later. But for this one, yeah, you make another roll to see if you can track it down.
Bam.
Even better. Yeah, totally. So yeah, the signal is being routed through like several businesses, like a couple of like exchange network cafes, like a convenience store. But you can track it back quickly enough before the files finish getting downloaded, and you have like a local IP for like what looks like a shipping company. It's on the other side of the planet, but the planet's not that big, so you could hop like a suborbital and get over there in like 2 hours.
How long would it take to transfer these pictures? Seconds?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the other thing you could do is if you want to make one more roll, you could try and like slow down the process. I mean, at least to buy you some time.
Yeah. I mean, the likelihood of them being there when we arrive is probably pretty low.
Yeah. I mean, maybe.
So yes, if I could just, I feel like I have throttled fucking Higgs so many times on the Swan Song. I feel like it's been like, I've practiced for this. I know exactly what to do.
Yeah. So you can either, here's your choices. You can either just like throttle the download, in which case he's gonna be like, cool, well I gotta wait for these photos. In which case he might be like, nope, never mind, I'm out. Like something is going wrong. Or you can be more aggressive about it. It'll require a higher like target number to succeed, but you can be more aggressive about it and just like try to like crash his computer system. In which case he's more likely to have to spend time fixing it.
Okay.
Which one do you want to do?
Yeah, let's do
the
it.
easier one that's like not as effective.
No, I want to do the harder one.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and roll, and we'll see how you do.
All right. Can we make it 3 in a row?
Come on, Penny.
Pretty unprecedented if you roll well.
Yep.
Okay.
That's not bad, though, right? It's still passing?
So that's a success. Yep.
Yeah.
It's just not as much of a success.
Partial success.
Yeah, it's a partial success. So, I think what happens is you get what you want. This is our last the last scene. So we see Piani like brows furrowed, hacking away on the hollow keyboard, and then that fades out or like crossfades to there's a guy in like a combat jumpsuit. He's like quite dark skinned, bald. I mean, he has like a scar on his face, and he seems to be wearing some kind of like eye-mounted like computer device, and he's like moving his hands and counter hacking you basically, so we can see the interface in front of him. And then just before his computer like overloads with your code, we see he gets like a basically like a rundown of your computer system, like all your IP and all the information from the Swan Song computer, and then his terminal fries. So he has information he won't be able to use yet, but he like pulls the headset off and looks at it and he's like, shit, and he throws it on the ground and he turns to run, and he's running for this ship, this black sort of sleek looking gunboat that's waiting in the dock that he's in. So his ship's computer is all like frazzled. He's gonna need to fix it before he can leave, which is maybe gonna buy you guys time to get there. We cut back to Piani. You know this, but you know he got a bunch of information on you on the ship. He might know something about the weird power usage in the computer core. What is your reaction to everybody else? Like you turn.
My reaction is like, I might have found him. We've got to move quickly, though. He's on the planet, and if we don't leave now, we could very well miss him. Might be our only chance.
Eric just goes, let's go.
I jump into the seat of the Swan Song and say, tell me where to go. Right?
All right.
Fastest way to get there.
So yeah, I mean, maybe that's it. We see Alfarius turn around, the pilot's console like comes hovering down, and you just start flipping switches and getting this one ready to roll.
Great.
Cool.
That's a good stopping point.
Yeah, I think so too.
Cool. All right. Well, let's do some shout outs here and we'll wrap up the show. Wheat, as always, we start off with you on these things.
So I apologize to be half the reason why we won't have a Swan Song for a couple weeks. The other half being, of course, is that silly Thanksgiving, whatever where we give thanks for everything. Actually, no. So I hope that if you celebrate, you have a happy Thanksgiving. Otherwise, I'll be on a boat for a while. I'll be Tanner when I come back. But
will you though? Are you? Well, you probably will.
I was when I came back.
Wait, which Tanner are you going to be? DJ, Danny?
Ooh.
Definitely Danny. Definitely Danny.
Danny's the right choice.
Total. Yeah. I will finish out this week before we leave playing some more Fallout. So I hope you'll join me. Twitch.tv/djWHEAT. All the rest. We'll see you next time.
Good stuff. Steven, do some shout outs.
All right. Well, I'm Steven. You can find me on the internet at Silent Osiris. The O is a 0. I'm on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all those places. I am doing some streaming of stuff on my own. If you're interested in games development and like what that looks like for one person doing that, I'm doing that every Tuesday night. So you should definitely check out the Twitch Makes Games series. It's all like community based, so I'm taking lots of feedback from the chat and incorporating chat's ideas into the game and eventually art assets too and stuff. So that's super fun. I also work on a game called Roller Coaster Tycoon World. So and I think it's been officially announced that it's delayed until early 2016. So that's disappointing for some people, but also
I like how you put your hands up and thumbs up, and I'm like, all right, yeah, I guess that works.
Well, like that's the funny thing, right? Players always hate it when the game that they're looking for is delayed, but I'm not a player. I'm the guy making it, and I am happy about getting to make it.
Oh yeah, of course.
So
I just liked your reaction of you putting your fingers up and like, I guess that was a good thing that I just did.
Yep. Yeah.
So there you go.
So that's it. That's all from me.
Good stuff. Geoff, some shout outs.
Had a lot of fun. Thank you, everyone. Love playing with you guys. Always a good time and many a chuckles. I don't know. The jizz jokes, man, were pretty good.
They're pretty good.
I think gender without numbers is
That was very solid.
That's the MVP joke for this episode.
We all did good. Gonna be sad not to do the show for a couple weeks, but it happens. We're all busy people and families and stuff like that. So totally understand. Excited for the return. I like the cliffhanger, leaving it again on a potentially big fight here. It could be cool. For me personally, I'm just streaming some Legacy of Void on my stream. We'll play some Overwatch, but it's been mostly Legacy of Void right now. Just really enjoying that. And that is about all I have to say. I'm working on a cool project I'll be doing with Twitch around the Thanksgiving time, but I guess it's not being announced just yet, so it's not my job, but expect something really fun and cool around then. And then I've lately started uploading pictures to Instagram. It's InControL TV on there. It's just dogs and Warhammer for the most part right now, but who knows what else could go up there. So just check out that stuff.
It's Instagram.com/dogsandwarhammer.
It basically could be.
It should have been. Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it should have been, yeah.
Probably a better, more apt name.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's about it. So thank you all for tuning in.
There
Appreciate
you go. Last but not least, Adam, do some shout outs, sir.
I would love to. Q&A thread is up on Reddit now. You can go and add your own jizz jokes if you like. It's going to be the most popular Q&A we've ever done. Yeah, you can follow me at twitch.tv/Adam Koebel. Gonna probably play some Overwatch this weekend, so if you like that, come hang out. Also, next week, while we're on a bit of a roleplay slump, Steven is gonna come on by, and we are going to hack attack, and it's my turn this time. We're gonna help me because we're gonna see if we can pick apart Shadowrun a little bit. And so, if you're interested in in talking about role-playing game design and hearing us look at rules system sort of critically and see what we can do to fix it, feel free to tune in for that. That's on the 26th. Otherwise, just follow me on Twitter at SkinnyGhost, because that's where I tweet at.
Good stuff. And I think Adam will be... I guess I'll tweet out the Star Wars information next week, because we'll talk about that off stream. But that's pretty soon for what we scheduled, so...
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess you'll have more information on that very soon. And then for Steven's Maid RPG sometime in December. We'll figure out what date that's going to be because we don't have it ironed out just yet. But that's going to be fun as well.
That's a pun too. That was a pun.
Yep. Because we
Ironed
all
out.
get
Ironed, because
That's what maids do, guys. They iron things.
We ironed
Just
it
gonna
out.
dust off that old game, iron out the details.
Yep. I gotta order my maid suit outfit thing.
Wait
Things
a
you gotta
second.
do.
Well, hold on. You didn't keep your last one because
No,
that's
I have
insulting.
it. No, I have it. It's still in my. I used it for other things. All right, it's in the bedroom thing right now. But I just need to get a new one to up my game a little bit.
I see.
Tales from the JP
I
dungeon.
see.
Because
Now
I mean,
that
we've
you've
got
seen
people.
what the low options are. You can bump it up and get.
We've got people coming on the show that are they're gonna level it up, and so I got to keep up with the game.
Okay.
You can only be a French maid so many times before you got to really mix it up.
Yeah, I'm looking in the Japanese area right now, and it's. Let me tell you, we're gonna have some good stuff. I think.
Yes.
And I already talked to Twitch about it. I can't get banned. They've told me what I can't wear, so it's gonna be good. So there you go. We'll have more information on that.
Good
as well.
December.
Yeah, in early December as well. So that's it for Swan Song, though. I think the 9th is when the next episode is going to be, so it'll be a little bit of a break. But we'll come back and have more fun then. So that's it. Thanks, everyone, for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Bye, everybody.